Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial. This time we're going to cover the scoreboard objectives. We're going to create objectives, we're going to display them in the sidebar, we're going to add and remove numbers to them, and we can remove the objective as well, and it will show you some awesome stuff that you can do with them. So first of all, let's go into the first one. Now I have a command right here, /scoreboard objectives add kills total kill count stats. What this command is going to do is going to add a scoreboard objective named kills. It's going to track my total kill count, and the name on the sidebar is going to be stats. So let me give you an example. So I'm going to execute that command. You'll see at the bottom left, added new objective kills successfully. I increased the size of the chat so it's easier for you guys to see it, and I thought that would be pretty nice. Now the next thing we want to do, because the objective is not shown on the sidebar yet, we want to display it inside of the sidebar. So we want to do scoreboard objectives and then set display in the sidebar, and then the name of the objective, which was kills, we previously created. As you can see, we added kills. You should not add this name. This is just for info on the top of your scoreboard on the right. So we added this to the sidebar named kills. Let me do that. Now it doesn't show yet, and that's because the value of that is still unset. It's still 0 because I don't have any kills yet. Now you can add a value to this manually, but because we are tracking the total kills of me right here, total kill count, what I can also do is kill a cow, for example. That will add it to 1. So let me go over here. Yes, there were some cows. Let me get a sword and let me kill it. You'll see that on the right it says stats, which was the name we gave it before in the previous command right here. We named the info on the right stats. It now shows 1 because I have 1 kill. You'll see that if I kill another one, it's going to be 2, obviously. There we go. Now, because we're tracking total kill count, it's getting added whenever I get a kill. But you can always manually add a value to an objective. So here we're going to do scoreboard, and this time not objectives but players. So we're going to do scoreboard players, add, and then the player. So if you, for example, want to target one specific player, for this example me, I'm just going to write my name. If you want to target the nearest player, you want to do @p, and rest for these is the same. So if you want to target a random player, all players of an entity, you can do RA or E. But this time I'm going to keep it just for me, and I'm going to add to the objective kills, and the value is 1. So if I press this, you'll see on the right it's increasing by 1 every time I click on this. There we go. So that's for this part. I'm going to kill this objective again. I'm going to remove it. So scoreboard objectives remove kills. That's the name of the objective we created previously. Now I'm going to give you another example on the total kill count, which things you can track, because there's a ton. Basically, if you do scoreboard objectives and then add, you're going to give it a random name, for example test, and then do tab, you'll see all of the things inside of Minecraft you can track, and it actually is too much to show inside of the game. It is too much. You can basically track everything. How many times you use an item, how many times you crafted an item, how many times you placed an item. I'm going to give you an example on that right now. So here I'm adding a scoreboard objective again. I'm going to call it craft this time, and then it is tracking sorry, it's tracking stat.useitem.minecraft.ironblock, which basically says it tracks how many times I've placed or used, which in this example is placing because it's an iron block, how many times I've placed an iron block. And in this case I called the objective on the right here also craft. So if we add this one, bam. Now you want to set this one to the display again. You have to do this every time. So scoreboard objectives set display sidebar, which is over here, craft, the name of the objective. There we go. Now once again, because the value is still 0, it's unset, it won't show yet. What you have to do is basically add the value. So if I place this, you'll see craft is now set to 1. How many blocks I place is now on the right. I love this feature. I just recently found out about this, actually when I was just making this tutorial, and I love it. The amount of things you can track in this game is insane. You can track anything you can think of. So let me get rid of these before I ruin my beautiful world. There we go, that one. So that is really useful, and you could do a lot of stuff with that. Now let me remove that one again. Now the next one, we're going to create an objective which doesn't track anything. It's just going to be a dummy variable. So what we're going to do is scoreboard objectives. We're going to add an objective again, named coins this time. It's going to be a dummy, which is the type, so dummy. It doesn't track anything, and I'm going to call it money on the sidebar right there. So I'm going to add that one. Now once again, the same command, scoreboard objectives set display sidebar, and the name of the objective coins. To add it, once again, because there's nothing set to it yet, it doesn't show. That's why I'm going to add 1 to that objective. Now you will see on the right money nick 1. So this doesn't track anything, so the only way you can change that variable in the scoreboard is to do it manually with one of these commands right here. So for example, scoreboard players add nick coins 1. You can also add it to everyone once again by doing this. Add a, so everyone in the game will now get a coins 1 variable inside of a scoreboard, and that's how you do that. So let me get rid of this one again. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to explain a few more commands to you. First of all, I'm going to create another dummy scoreboard objective. So scoreboard objectives add test dummy test. I'm just calling it test again to make it easy. Adding it, once again displaying it on the sidebar. I don't have to show you that again. Now I'm going to add 1 to it to make it visible again. There you go. Test is now nick set to 1. Now you can add 1 like this with this command, add nick test 1. If you want to remove 1 from it, you want to do remove nick test 1. It's pretty straightforward, but you have to know the commands. So let's see, remove. So with this, you can just play around with it and basically get any value you want. Go up and go down. Now you can also reset the score of all the players, and this will get rid of everything, like so. So this resets everything. This does not remove the objective, like we were doing right here. It does not remove the objective, so the objective is still in here, but I just reset it to 0, which is unset. If I added 1 again to this, it's going to show again. So we are not deleting the objective, we're just resetting it to the default value. Now there's a very useful command that can test what number you have in your scoreboard. So let me get this to 2, for example. Test 2. My test is now 2. This says scoreboard players test, and then the player nick scoreboard objective coins 3. So if my objective is 3, let me test. It will display right here on the back because the comparator turns on if a command block successfully executes a command. So now if I execute this, it will not turn on. Let me do this easily by a lamp. I can show you this easier. There we go. A lamp. This lamp will turn on. So if I now set this to, let me see, 3. If I turn it on right now, it does not do it as well. Oh, I'm being a noob. I have to add the coins. There we go. Or I can easily change this one to test. I was testing the wrong scoreboard, so test 3. Let me get rid of 1, remove 1. So 2, this is not successful now. Now if I add 1 more to test, and now bam, it will turn on. My test is 3. So we were testing for a player, me in this case, which had a scoreboard objective of test set to 3. And that was me. So now it turns on, and that's that. So this was basically a very simple, I tried keeping it simple, tutorial on using basic commands that are useful to the scoreboard. I'm going to do another, for example, B tutorial on this with more advanced commands to the tutorial, but I wanted to keep it short and informative and not overload you with a ton of commands. If you don't get anything, please rewatch the video and I'm sure you will get it. It's a practice run. You want to go into a single player world, into creative, and just play around with this. It's a lot of fun. I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If I learned you something, please hit that like button. That would mean a lot to me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. You'll see a lot more tutorials coming soon. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.